What's the biggest red flag when meeting new people? One of my bosses once told me that whenever you start a new job/position, up's usually the first person who tries really hard to be your friend is a problem child of the office. They'll usually start telling you of people to avoid as well. I found this very useful. When you mention something you enjoy and they immediately put it down. I enjoy going on photography walks around cities. That sounds really // talk well kindly get lost Mr/Mrs. Stranger. They don't listen to what you say and respond accordingly. They only wait for you to stop talking so they can talk about whatever they want to talk about. I've seen a lot of answers along the lines of when they say negative things about others, which I agree with BTW, but for me a huge red flag is when someone can't let someone else receive praise or be the center of attention. I've met people in the past who have shown small signs of jealousy when I've praised mutual friends, siblings, strangers, etc. And in each case it was indicative of bigger jealousy and self-esteem issues that led to some messed up stuff. The absolute worst is people trying to one-up another person's suffering. It's one thing to listen and say I have a similar experience, this is what it is, so I can relate to what you're going through, but it's entirely another when it's so you've sprained your ankle? I broke mine in 3 places and was on crutches for months. What you're going through is nowhere near as bad. Never ever dismiss someone else's pain because you think you've been through worse. Belittling their so in front of people, but insisting it's a joke every time. Sadly in this situation I used to be the belittled so. When you barely know them, and they act like your best friend. Then later ask to borrow money. Yikes. How to tell who is a leecher in minutes. Subtle signs that they aren't remotely interested in you. And the only way you two are together is maybe because an obligation/favor. People change their tune often when they have to conceal their feelings of disdain for someone. They don't really listen to you or pay attention to what you're talking about, but expect you to be totally engaged with whatever they say and act put out if you aren't. When they only talk about themselves. I hate that. They should be talking about me. When they are judgmental and critical of others, but never of themselves. You know my father? Yay. I seen him at the store buying milk a few years ago. Everyone here talking about slightly negative people. But Op asked for the biggest red flag. So I'm gonna go with having a swastika scar on their forehead. When they start talking about the tons of money I'm going to be making with their new business venture in selling knives door to door. Asking me to PM them my ankle. Massive red flag. Open bracket. If they can't take no for an answer. Yeah, I met someone, strictly platonic, recently who immediately got defensive when I said I couldn't take time away from my business at that time to do something social with them. They threatened to show up at my house and asked, "What would you do then?" There had been a bunch of red flags with this person leading up to this point, but that was where I was like, goodbye, psycho. That's not how any healthy friendship/acquaintanceship works. Thank goodness I have enough good people in my life to recognize that. Hi, my name is, and I'm an asshole. Literally how the shop manager introduced himself to everyone. Like it's an excuse. When they monopolize a conversation. When they steer the conversation so that you end up being shown a phone full of photos. When they engage in a whole monologue about their health or relationship issues. When they brag a lot, if not about themselves then their family members. People think I'm a bitch, but I'm really just blunt and tell the truth. They can't handle that. Now, chances are you're just a bitch. Let's be honest, we often see these red flags, but deliberately push on to form a relationship. If the relationship goes bust, we critique ourselves for not heeding the warning signs. This is an unjust self-criticism. I have only ever met 2 men that I'm aware of who lied to me about their ages when we met. Both of these men turned out to be extremely unpleasant and abusive people. I dated one of them and knew the GF of the other one. I think people who lie easily even over trivial things tend to have very complex psychological problems and are best steered clear of. When they try to one-up you in everything you say. How they treat waiters/waitress, cashiers, janitors, bus drivers and everyone in the service industry. A coworker friend of mine left a bunch of trash at the cinema after we finished watching a movie. I angrily pick up his trash, chased him and told him to throw it away at the bin 3 meters outside of the cinema. And he replied, "Dude, why are you so Japanese? I did graduated from Japan. I'm just letting the janitors doing their job." No dude. It's not being Japanese. It's being having manners. Couldn't look at him the same way again ever since. Reading through these comments made me realize I'm an asshole. Edit. It's like I've been told I'm an asshole by my very best friends constantly at one point of time and I just shrugged it off thinking I'm way too charismatic for them to handle. More than 2 teardrops. Too much information too quickly. People who divulge too much about themselves from the offset generally have poor boundary issues. I speak from experience. I'm a recovering poor boundary haver. When the first thing they tell you about themselves is all the hardship and unfairness in their lives. Edit. Wow. First silver. Thanks all. I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs. And every afternoon I break my arms. At night, I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep. People that are not considerate with your time. Being 5 minutes late every so often isn't a big deal. But when people are consistently 20 minutes late and make people wait, say for a dinner. When they are instantly rude to e.g. waiters or strangers in general. If you won't let you get 2 words in before interrupting anything you say. If they nitpick your appearance or do a give and take. I just talked to a girl from a dating app who did that. And after I called her out for being very rude, she doubled down. It's a red flag for emotional abuse, You immediately start hearing from them about all the time other people have hurt them, betrayed them, or otherwise been assholes to them. If everyone you encounter is an asshole, chances are you're the asshole. I met a girl through mutual friends that seemed cute. We flirted a bit and then became Facebook friends. 98% of her feed is passive aggressive jabs at ex-boyfriends or about guys friend zoning her after having the nerve to accept back rubs yet not rewarding her kindness with a relationship. Oh, so if we date and it doesn't work out, you're going to put me on blast to all our mutual friends? That's a hard pass for me. They only have negative things to say about others. You know what they say about if everyone you meet is an asshole. All they talk about is themselves and don't ask a single thing about you. I get the feeling that they just want to only talk about themselves. Don't care who it's to and don't really care about the person they are speaking to. I'm an alpha type hacker. I'm a self-centered asshole who does know how or won't learn to behave in public. If they are unaware of people around them in a social sense, like they don't thank service staff or stand in the middle of crowded walkways and not move out of the way of others, congratulations, you have made friends with a toddler. This is not the biggest of red flags, just ones that have recently pissed me off. When they have no problem dishing about others, especially friends, in a hateful way. Not only do I not want to hear what you have to say, but now I don't trust you. When they bring up topics out of nowhere, just so they can spout their opinions, and not actually have a conversation. It's very telling about their personality. When they shake your hand way too ducking hard. Like WTF you psycho, I still remember you Ben, you whack job. It's funny. Handshakes are a trust ritual. See, I allow you to control my weapon hand. You can trust me. These morons think they are asserting dominance, but they are just failing a trust test. If you have to invite them before they'll enter your house, if they avoid direct sunlight, and the biggest of all, no reflection in a mirror. When they say they like poopy. They try to become close friends with you immediately when you've hardly known each other at all. They expect you to like them right away and don't seem to give you time to get to know them. Grabs boob. I'm starting a communist revolution. To me that's a big red flag. Everyone has bad trays and good trays. Please nobody read this Reddit thread and start labeling your friends as assholes, cutting people out for having these trays, get an ego boner for not doing some of these things. For every bad tray you see in a good friend you'll see like 10 good trays. For every good tray you see in a bad friend you'll see like 10 bad trays. And don't forget that you can have flaws as well. Edit. And as Pepper Potts pointed out, this goes the other way too. Don't be too critical on yourself. I can assure you that anyone could name a myriad of good traits for every possible red flag that you might have. Sorry, I have no filter. Oh, so you're an asshole? No thanks. Edit. Or, duck. I gotta stop commenting on AskReddit posts and then forgetting about it. I log back into all blowing up my inbox and have a mini heart attack. When they volunteer information like I don't like to hit women or I don't usually drink that much. Okay, Cherie. If they don't have any empathy at all. I usually test my friends to see if they're worthy of my friendship. Former friend. She told my GF she was testing her one day and now she's super confused as to why it didn't go over so well. Hey, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.